friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you are new, hi, hello, welcome for your first time. My name is Kaylee. In today's video, I am taking you through my reading journey of Onyx Storm. The Barnes & Noble is behind me, and their party started at 8, and I went this morning and they said that I wasn't technically on the list, but I should be able to get my book tonight, so fingers crossed I can get it tonight. If not, they will get it to me tomorrow. But I am wearing my toothless onesie, so I'm a dragon. And then I specifically did a crown braid because in fourth wing, when she's crossing the parapet, she does a crown braid. Everyone always does just like one braid, but that just reminds me of Katniss, and I don't want to be Katniss. I will always associate a single braid with Katniss. Fingers crossed. Let's go see if I can get my book. And then this video, yeah, I'm just going to take you through my whole reading journey. Spoilers. I will probably give spoilers in this video. Don't be surprised. I'm warning you right now. I'll put it in the title, in the thumbnail, everything. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. I'm excited. Let's do this. You guys, I got it. Here it is. It's so pretty. It has the sprayed edges. It's just black. Ooh, it's like smoky on the bottom. That's so pretty. I'm so excited. Bought myself this bookmark, and then I got a little goodie bag. I don't know what's in it. Another bookmark. Is this a sticker? This is a sticker. I got a pin. There's my dragon pin. That pin is pretty cool. I like that. Let's head back home and then we will start reading, and I will take you through my journey of reading this book. I'm excited. Before I left, I reread just the ending of Iron Flame, and I am ready to get into this. I am excited. This is gonna be so good. All right, I'm back home in bed. I have my book. I am so excited to start reading it. I was just telling my husband that, like, he got praise twice while I was in there. I was just talking to people and I mentioned that he had bought it for me. Both these people I talked to, like, praised him. Chris and I were talking and I was like, the bar is in hell for men. Like, it was for my birthday. He's gonna buy me a gift. And also, like, why are we praising him for buying a book? I don't know. It just, the bar is in hell for men. I want to change into my pajamas and then we will read. The last time that I, like, got a book on its release date, and it was like a whole big thing for me, I think was for Breaking Dawn for Twilight, and I hated that book. I think it's funny that I'm so excited because I have it right here. I only gave this one like 3 stars. I really liked Fourth Wing. This one, I was like, this is so frustrating of a book. They're just constantly fighting, and this book could have been so much shorter. Also, I was like, why are we focusing so much on school? But I don't know, it's just exciting. I have a series to go through. I think it's exciting and fun, and I do love fantasy the most. That's my favorite genre, and I cannot read anything if there's not like even the tiniest bit of a love story. So these books do well for me. They fit my 2 favorite genres. Let me get more comfortable and then we will go start reading. Friends. Okay, so I got to sleep at like 2 a.m. last night, and I got up to page 60. I'm at chapter 7. And my kids don't have school today, and one of them is sick. So I'm pretty sure I'm just gonna let my kids watch TV all day, and I'm just gonna read. Because we can't be sick because we're going on a vacation in a week. So we're just gonna be resting today. So it's gonna be TV for the kids, reading for me. I think I'm enjoying it so far. I said before that this series is like my adult Twilight, where I don't think that these books are like technically good. The writing's not like groundbreaking or anything, but they're so entertaining, and I love that. To me, I like it the same way I like Twilight, where I know it's not amazing. And I think that's where I differ from a lot of other fans of Fourth Wing. They seem to think that it's incredible. I just don't get that, but I like it. Does that make sense? I'm enjoying this one so far, except that I feel like Violet's keeping secrets from me, and they're like, we're gonna go on this mission, but then they're not telling me what's happening, and that's weird to me. Also, and this is true for like the whole series, she cannot write scenes of Xaden and Violet together. Like, they're just never together. I feel like they had more scenes together in the first book when they were supposed to be enemies. She doesn't know how to write a couple that's like together, I guess. Like, I kind of get it for this book because spoiler, he's Venom, and so he's very scared. He's scared to be with her. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna keep reading. So last night while I was reading, my husband was playing a video game in the same room. So I had headphones on, and I found this playlist called Fourth Wing Ambiance. It's by Bianca, and then it says, I love Xaden. This was actually really good to listen to while I was reading, so I think we're gonna listen to it again. It's a good one. Okay, we all know about Dane, right? And how his dad's the worst. So his dad shows up, and Dane is like, Dad, what are you doing here? And his dad just goes, I have no son. That's cold. Poor Dane. I don't hate Dane as much as the internet seems to. Can I make a weird complaint about her writing style? People are having a conversation, okay? So it's all Violet's perspective. And after every sentence, so someone says something to her, and then we like hear a rambling of her thoughts, and then she responds, and I forget, like my brain, I need the conversation to be like squished together. I don't need her thoughts interjecting this much. It makes it confusing, and I have to keep going back and remembering what was said before. I don't like that, and it happens constantly in this book. Okay, let's chat. In this book, after Violet is like being tortured and everything, and then they all leave Basgiath, I was like, why are we doing school again? Like, you're in a war now, okay? You're essentially in a war now. So I understand like doing training for fighting and stuff like that. But they just did like regular school. And I was like, this is so dumb. And we've now reached a point in this one. They're going back to school. Why? 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 That's why I was saying like this book could have been like half the length because they did not need to go back to school. Is this one going to be the same where it's just like, okay, here's my classes? Like, you don't have to make it like Harry Potter and have school and everything, because even the 7th book of Harry Potter, he gave up on school. When you hit a certain point, you can give up. Rebecca Yarros made a playlist she put it on Spotify of the songs that like inspired this book, as well as just like the songs she just wrote and edited to. Okay, it did not have the song The Alchemy, but it might as well have, because of this line. This is a random character. They say, "What you call the divine intervention of love, we call alchemy." I'm pretty sure I just reached a spicy scene. I was right about what that scene was going to be. I stopped reading it because, one, my children are right there, and two, he did the thing. He does it in the first book too. He does the thing where he takes her hand and forces her to feel him. Hey, you turn me on. Feel it. Trying to keep this as PG as I can. I don't like it. I don't like when guys do that. So we're gonna take a break. I'm so close to the middle of this book. So I put my other bookmark right in the center. Look at how close I am. I'm almost halfway through. Well, hello. I actually look semi-decent now. You've gotten so many clips of me with no makeup. So that was fun for me. As I mentioned, I'm almost halfway through the book. I'm on page, let's see, 214. Let's give an update since I'm almost halfway through. I might as well just do it now. I'm really enjoying this book so far. I think that it's just kind of lighthearted and fun at the moment, which is kind of funny given like how this one ended. And I made the complaint about going back to school, but luckily Violet's not really involved in that. Classes exist, but Violet's not going to them. She's on her own mission. She's doing her own thing. She's exploring the world. She's just having fun. However, I will say, because I'm like, oh, this is just like lighthearted and fun at the beginning, this is kind of why I say that all of these books could have been shorter. I obviously don't know where she's going with this, and I don't know what happens at the end. I'm sure something crazy will happen, but like from my perspective, as soon as we read in this one that Xaden had turned Venin, I was like, how can this be a 5-book series? We have to drag that on for 5 books? That's crazy. They're not gonna cure him in this book, right? Because then, like, what else is there? Like, I am excited to see where it's going to go, but at the same time, I'm like, sometimes less is more. But again, we're only halfway through not just this book, but through the series as a whole. So, like, I don't know what's going on. This is just my personal perspective. When I finish this, I thought it should be a trilogy. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I am really enjoying this one so far. I think that the dynamic between Xaden and Violet is more, what's the word? More tolerable in this one. Xaden's like very afraid of being around her because he's Venin, but they're very set on their relationship, which is so nice. Like this, I have so many complaints about this one. This book was exhausting, okay? Their relationship drove me insane. So it's much better in this one. They are communicating pretty well in this one, so I like that. Violet's relationship with her friends is great. I love seeing her and Mira together. I think that's fun. And Dane. I don't hate Dane as much as most people do, and I'm enjoying him in this one. I think it's fun. And we've actually seen more of like, they've talked more about their past in this one, which has been interesting. Oh, also, I feel like we already knew this. Like, I wasn't surprised by it. So correct me if I'm wrong, if we already knew or not, but when in this book, it was like made known that Violet dated the prince. That was so funny to me. I wasn't surprised by that. Did we already know that? Did I make that up in my head? I don't know. I just like already knew that. I wasn't surprised, but seeing Xaden's reaction to that was so funny to me. He was like instantly jealous. He's so jealous in this book, and it's kind of fun. I think I like jealous Zayden. It's fun. Also, side note, Zayden is the name of the kid in my kids' class who keeps bullying them at school. So I don't love the name Zayden. I'm so sick of hearing about that kid at school, picking on my kids. So that's fun. Anyway, those are all my thoughts at the halfway point. I'm very much enjoying it so far. Definitely enjoying it more than Iron Flame. Fourth Wing, I don't know. Maybe. I might be enjoying this one more than I did Fourth Wing. So far. Halfway. So far. But yeah, I think so far this might be my favorite one. We'll see. We'll see where that ends up. But I like this one. It's good. Also, black is my signature color, so I think the fact that this book is very dark, just, I love this cover. It's my favorite one, and the fact that I have this makes me so happy. All right, back to reading. Okay, so I'm sure it'll take until having the entire series to like fully understand these passages at the beginning of each chapter, but I personally find them so annoying. Like they never make sense. There's some that are really interesting to me. I don't know, they just don't make sense and I don't like it. Also, they don't always relate to the chapters. I'm like, why are you here? What's the point of you being here? And then my other question would be for Rebecca Yarros, like, do you, because these come from books, it has the passage and then it says, from a study in the anatomy of the enemy. Does she have all of these like written down? She's like, okay, here's this book. Here's what it's about. Here's some passages from it. Does she have all of that like mapped out somewhere else? Because if so, that's really cool and awesome. And I wish we could get a glimpse of that. Also, the whole thing at the beginning, this part, it's at the beginning of each of the books. It says, the following text has been faithfully transcribed from Navarian into the modern language by Jacinia Neilwert, curator of the Scribe Quadrant at Basgiath War College. All events are true and names have been preserved to honor the courage of those fallen. May their souls be commended to Malik. I hate that that's in there. I hate it. I hate it so much. And I like to pretend that that only relates to these things at the beginning of each chapter because that's the only thing that makes sense in my head. The following text has been transcribed by her, and that part is what she's keeping in historical accuracy. The actual story that I'm reading, I hate that that's, I hate the implication that like Jacinia is writing all of this down like it's a history book. I'm gonna write down my friend's love life and get really into detail with it. I think we may get an explanation for it all someday, but right now it just bothers me. You guys, I absolutely had to record for this. So do you remember yesterday when I was talking about how I do the crown braid because I hate when people do just a single braid for Violet because that's Katniss's thing. And also, she said she does a crown braid. Violet does. But I have further proof that Violet always does a crown braid. So she specifically says, I throw my braid over my shoulder, cursing that I hadn't had time to put it up as usual. She does the crown braid every time. She doesn't just have the braid. Everyone who does that, and when I went to the Barnes & Noble last night, everyone just had the one braid. They're all wrong, okay? It's a crown braid, which she does have it like I did, I'm assuming, where I had the braid, that's what I had this morning, but it was pinned up last night. She does the braid, but then she pins it up. The crown braid is her signature. It's not the one braid. Everyone's wrong. I'm right. This proves it. Okay, so I am currently at page 360. So I'm more than halfway. There was a section in here that I never updated you on, in like right in the middle. So good. So many things happened and it was so fun and I loved it. But also, I was reading last night and my husband was sitting next to me playing a video game and I just started laughing hysterically and I could not stop laughing because when I read the first book, I was like, this is just Divergent, but with dragons. And I was very aware of this fact, to the point where I was like, oh, Xaden's mom disappeared. She's gonna show up later. She's gonna be part of like a rebellion. She showed up. She was not part of a like rebellion, but she showed up and I could not stop laughing. My husband was sitting next to me. He's like, what is going on? Because I forced my husband to read the first 2 books, by the way. So he's gonna probably read this one too. So he knows the story. He knows what's going on. He just hasn't started this one yet. And so he was very confused that I just kept laughing. So I was like, his mom showed up. I knew that would happen. It was gonna happen. But that whole scene though, like, man, the place they were with his mom, everything that happened there, incredible. Man, I loved it so much. The poisoning and the tricks, and man, Violet was on it. It was so good. I loved it. I'm at page 360 and they just met all the other Irid dragons and they were saying that there's no cure for venin. So I've kind of felt this through the whole book, but now after hearing that, I'm like, well, so we're doomed, right? Either that had to be a lie or it was just undiscovered and Violet still has to discover the cure, or we're just doomed. But that's where my head's at right now. Like, everything's doomed. Xaden is in trouble. There's nothing they can do for him. Sometimes when I read a book and the stakes are too high, it's too overwhelming to me and I don't like it. And we're kind of bordering that right now. I'm like, it's too much. And again, book 3 of 5, it's too much too soon. That's a huge part of it, I feel like. If this were the last book, it would feel better. And I still have this much left plus 2 more books. And that, oh, it hurts. I don't like it. Overall, again, I still think I'm liking this book more than I did the other 2, which is fun. I like that. Okay, so you know how I was just saying that when I read Fourth Wing, I was like, this is just Divergent with dragons. I'm wearing the wrong onesie. Me, being a huge fan of How to Train Your Dragon, was like, this is Divergent mixed with How to Train Your Dragon. Well, remember how in Iron Flame, how Sawyer loses his leg? You know who else is a dragon rider who loses part of their leg? Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon. I feel like Rebecca Yarros was inspired by so many things, and I'm not always against that. I just think that it's too obvious in these books. It's a little too obvious. Hello again. So, okay, here we have Iron Flame, in which the little passage before the chapter says, recovered correspondence of Lieutenant Xaden Ryerson to Cadet Violet Sorrengail. Okay. This one, similarly, recovered correspondence of Cadet Violet Sorrengail to His Grace Lieutenant Xaden Ryerson, 16th Duke of Tyrrendor. Okay, so I understand that in this book is when he's reinstated as Duke, and I understand not wanting to spoil that in this one. However, that just feels wrong. Like, was this a historical document made before he became Duke, and so he's only considered a Duke now? Or is Jacinia, who's writing all this, like, oh, well, he wasn't Duke at the time, so let's not say that. Okay, so I have just reached page 414. I'm on chapter 50. They just had a love scene, which, based on the previous two books, I think this is where things are gonna go down. This is the end. This is where things happen. So I'm gonna try and make some prediction. I'm not gonna make predictions. I'm terrible at making predictions. Here's what I'm thinking though. The only thing that I can think of that could help Xaden is Sloane. I don't know why. I feel like she is somehow gonna be involved with helping Xaden. We already had a character die. That's pretty typical. I feel like someone's gonna die. I kind of feel like Rhiannon's gonna die. She was barely in this book so far, but I have a feeling she's gonna die. And if she doesn't die in this book, I have a feeling she'll die before the end. We're at the end. I know there's just gonna be a Venin attack, and they're gonna get their way out of it, I'm sure, because this is book 3. Or not, and maybe book 4, they are like, oh, maybe Violet gets like captured, and then in book 4 she's like with the Venin, but she's not gonna turn Venin. She refuses, something like that. That could be fun. Although that would just lead to Xaden completely losing it and just going full Venin. I'm terrible at predicting things. Here's the thing about me. When I'm reading, I don't want to guess what happens. I just like to read and be entertained. But these are just some of my rambling thoughts because we're reaching the end, and I don't know what to expect. But I just know, based on the previous 2 books, there's going to be attack right now. They're going to have a big battle. Hopefully they win. I think someone will die. Hopefully it's not someone that makes me cry. The thing is, it takes so much for me to cry, and the first 2 books didn't make me cry, so I doubt this one would. And I loved Liam. Like, he still has my whole heart. I love Liam so much, but it didn't make me cry because very little makes me cry anymore. I'm like dead inside. Will Xaden control himself? I definitely think he's going to use his Venin powers again. And then maybe everyone will find out. And then maybe he has to go on the run for the next book. But Taryn and Sagail are bonded, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't like predicting things. I'm just sharing thoughts, okay? So let's do this. Let's read. We just learned Violet's second signet, Dreamwalker. That's a fun one. Did anyone predict that as her second signet? I saw so many predictions online, and I don't think anyone predicted that. So that's fun. I have another minor prediction. So multiple times in the book she's talked about how her saddle kind of tore and she stitched it up herself, and it's not great. We're in the final battle. It's definitely gonna give out. Her saddle's definitely breaking. She'll probably fall. I don't think she'll die unless she plans to go like full Divergent. Don't pull an Allegiant, please, especially not in book 3. I think her saddle will break. I hope she never dies. Okay, so I now have 81 pages left. I just reached chapter 54 and Darna left. I'm very sad. Okay, I'm on page 457. Why are we just in class right now? Like, this is the end. I feel like things should be happening. I misjudged what the end of this book would be. And I'm sure things are going to happen, but like, we had an attack, it's just major dip. And now I'm like, well, can we get to something exciting? Because it's about to end. The exciting part is not going to be very long now, and then it's going to end and devastate us all. Okay, I had to go pick up my kids from school, but I'm back, and we're definitely in the final stretch now. We're at chapter 57. They have Mira. I love Mira. What if we lose Mira? Oh, that would suck. Hello, son. All right, let's get this done. Mira, no! Why? Okay, if this is the end, we gotta do this right. All right, let's do this. Let's finish the book. Last chapter. I'm sorry. What? Okay. So, what is happening? My hair is such a mess right now. What was that ending? I'm so confused on like so many levels. I'm gonna have to reread those last few chapters over and over again. What? I'm sorry. I have so many questions. All right, let's I can't. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk about this book. Let me just briefly say, at the end, the chapter that's Imogen's chapter, loved it. Like, oh man, that was a really good chapter. You saw me, I started recording at Xaden's chapter because I just assumed that was the last one, based on the previous two, but it was not. There was another one from Violet. Xaden's chapter makes like no sense to me at this point. I'm very confused. He's like full venom. I know that I said spoilers in this, but like, I can't even like say these things out loud. I can't. Where is Xaden? What happened? Why is Imogen part of this? Aunt Darna's back. That's, yay. Love Aunt Darna. We all know Ryerson did this. I bet the other three are already dead. They're married. I'm sorry. Why would he do that? I don't know how I'm gonna edit this clip because I just keep pausing and reading. I'm just in shock and denial. I can't. They're married. Congratulations, I guess. Don't look for me. It's yours now. His heart is hers because he's Venom. He doesn't have one anymore. Why did he steal eggs? For the Venom? Ooh, no, naughty. Bad Xaden. Just like the Xaden at my kid's school. Bad Xaden. So Violet asked for her memory to be erased. So did Violet, here's my question then. Was Violet like conscious and of sound mind when she married Xaden? Because I don't see that happening. This is crazy. I have so many questions. I'm done with this. Maybe I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. I don't know what else to say, but I finished this. Honestly, again, I think this is my favorite of the three. I just was entertained the whole time, but I have a million questions and that's annoying. You're all gonna hate my book series that every book ends in an awful cliffhanger too. So I'll talk to you guys later. I can't do this anymore. Okay, so I'm gonna sound like a fool. Went on TikTok to get like other opinions. And I was making a joke about his sentence of "don't look for me, it's yours now." And I was saying, oh, his heart is hers because he doesn't have one. I still stand by that, but I am a fool because in the TikTok I saw, she was like, meaning Tyrandor. And I was like, well, yeah, obviously. If they're married, it's now hers. She's a duchess, which he made a joke about that like at the very beginning. And I feel like it was glossed over way too fast, but I loved it. Okay, she would be a great politician or a general maybe. And then Xaden says, with that speech, at least a duchess. And like the second I read that, I was like, oh, he wants to marry her so bad. And there was another spot in here where he hinted at it too. So cute. He loves her so much. Except now he's gone. He's officially an initiate of the Venom and training, and I don't know what's gonna happen. My bigger thing is like, what's gonna happen with Sigil and Taryn? Like, are they gonna be okay? I love them. I love their relationship. Are they gonna be okay? Violet can find him, right? Because of that bond. So she may not feel like her bond with Xaden, but like, wouldn't Taryn feel it was Sigil? Although, is Sigil still bonded to Xaden? I have so many questions. I hate it. I hate not knowing things. I have so many questions. Okay, well, sorry. Just second thoughts as I was watching some TikToks about this. I got the book the night of the 20th and it's the 22nd. So it took me 2 days to finish. That's crazy. I went on Goodreads and I read some reviews and they were all negative. And I looked through them and I was like, I still think it's my favorite of the series. I don't know. I feel like we know the characters and they're fleshed out and it helps. It helps make it good. There is a lot of pointless stuff in this book. Don't get me wrong. Oh, by the way, if you're gonna have people like travel to different islands, can we please put them on the map so I can see what you're talking about? That drove me crazy. I was like, where are we? I don't know. I want it on the map. I think I am gonna end this video here because I don't know that there will be much else for me to say. I think in a few days or so, I may have more to say, but for the sake of this video, we're gonna end it here because this video is gonna be so long. It's gonna be a nightmare for me to edit. Thank you so much for watching. Please comment down below your thoughts on this book. Again, I liked it. As I said before, this is like the adult Twilight to me, where like I know it's not actually that great, but I just really enjoy it. So I liked it. It's not groundbreaking or anything, but I really enjoyed it. I'm excited. I'm happy I read it. And yeah, I'm excited for the next book, which won't come out for a while. Maybe we'll do this again. If you guys like this video, we can do it again for the next book. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys. Happy reading. Goodbye.